up the 300 bees into a container. Oh, I gotta wash this out, it looks like. And then once that's done, then we roll them in the sugar, let them sit for a few minutes, and then shake them out, and then we count the Varroa in the mix.
Here, I'll take care of that while you do whatever else you want to do.
Yeah.
Just get all the sugar out of it?
Yeah. Here's a little more
water.
Just try not to use it all because I will need it.
Yeah.
Here's that. Let's see that. Give me a temporary spot to put the queen. If she's on a frame, I can just set the frame in here, and then I can do whatever I want to the hive. And
You're going to stop someone will walk right. I can't. I'm not concerned. See, there you go.
Sometimes you never know.
6'4". Okay. Knees up. Shim fell out the back of it. Okay.
I like how he put the logs in between.
okay.
Well, that's all I wanted, 3. But I like what he did there because they're all together.
It's always a good idea to look at your lid, make sure the queen's not on it, because every once in a while, the queen's on there. Okay, once you get that thing dry, okay. Dry enough? Yeah. Okay. Always a little easier if this is set up first,
Oh, he's feeding them.
because once you shake the bees into that container, it's a matter of working it.
I thought it was a mystery.
Now this is basically just powdered sugar. One of the suggestions are, don't really buy the cheaper one just because there's a lot of cornstarch in it. So if you do it, it's best to have the better one in there. Okay.
We're going to count Varroa. That's what we're doing.
This is all about counting Varroa.
We're going to see how many Varroa mites are on each bee.
And that's a special sugar.
It's not so much each bee.
Oh, regular powder sugar.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a powder sugar shake. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna see. Okay, okay. Got it.
It's going to be a count of 300 bees that we're basically scooping into these 2 containers. Unfortunately, we're going to be killing some. They say the alcohol roll is more accurate. So what I want to do is compare the 2 and see if they're within a couple, no big deal. If they're within 10 or 15, then the alcohol roll is definitely going to be more precise. If it's that much precise, then it's a thing.
And you did say you're going to put a half cup bees in there roughly, and you're looking for more than 6 mites in the...
The typical threshold is 6 for a hive. Okay? They say with 300 bees, if you get 6 or more, that's a load of mites that's not good for the hive. If there's 1 or 2, then the hive's doing okay. You really don't need to treat it.
How many scoops of sugar, Eric?
You gotta speak up.
How many scoops of sugar did you put in there?
2 tablespoons. You know, it's just enough to coat the bees.
Okay.
sound happy. They're not
Not a
stinging
happy
me yet,
time
but
of
they don't
year.
sound happy, so just so you guys know.
Did you ever see fat bees? They're fat. These look small,
Yeah.
don't they?
Well, that's natural comb size right there. So they may be small.
So you're looking, you don't put the queen and
Yeah, you don't want to do the queen. She probably doesn't have any mites on her anyway, but no, you definitely don't want to do the queen.
So
But you
no
want to
one-
make sure you get young bees from the
Got a
brood area.
pattern on it. See the brood pattern?
Yeah. She's on there.
Is Sam out there?
he's inside.
He's inside, okay.
Want me to get him?
No, he's just got a real fast eye for the queen, which is always a good thing. It looks like with the way the sun's going down, I'm only going to have time to do one of these. I wanted to do 3 so we could have a comparison.
Wow.
There she is. She's on the head.
You want me to help you, or I probably don't have to go guys?
No, it's going to be better if Sam was here, he could find it faster in another hive and work on another one, but that's okay. We'll do with that. We'll do with what we're doing here.
That's better.
What, it's toward the outside of the nest there. It's actually, the whole nest had a nice pattern because the inner ones were already, well, couldn't see if she was relaying on the inner ones or not. Eric, were there eggs on those inner frames that had hatched out? Looking at the brood pattern, did you see any eggs in there?
Yeah, there was eggs and larvae in there.
Okay.
On the last
She's
2
happy.
frames, yes.
I'm just trying to find the community that's done all here.
There's a lot of bees out in there. Yeah, look at them tumble there.
Of course, you can't be on the very first one I pull out, right? Especially when we're short on time.
And it's got some comb hanging off of it, so she could be hiding behind it.
If you were to get the queen in there, it really wouldn't hurt her that much, would it?
On the sugar roll, no.
No.
On the alcohol roll, yeah.
Done.
Yeah. So I want to find the queen. And set that frame over in that empty box. I don't think she's going to be on this frame.
Yeah, exactly. You're not in there helping?
Haven't been asked.
If you notice how I roll the frame, I don't flip it, I roll it. Because this is a foundationless frame. If you roll it, or if you flip it like this, the frame, the
Yeah, they got very little
comb
side-
is breaking out,
No side
falling.
attachment. See, mine the side attached, and then I can get flagrant with it.
Festooning. I love that word.
It is festive.
It's fun.
Wow, nice brood.
I got pretty good at finding it. It's persistence. And I like to use a second box. If that's the mission to find it, almost always use a second box. Yeah. 'Cause, you know, 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 'cause,
you actually saw 1-day eggs or 3 or more
What's that?
in there? 1-day
I wasn't sitting there looking at them. I'm specifically looking for the queen.
Because she
Let me come out.
probably doesn't lay any eggs in that cold, huh?
Yeah, but they're running. They're all over the place right now. So that queen could be almost anywhere. I might go to a different box here just to see if I can do a little better.
Probably on the bottom somewhere, hiding.
Being that I am doing an alcohol roll,
I don't tend to find them on the bottom
I don't
with the
want
other
to
bees.
No?
No.
kill her.
You never know where they're at.
No. You don't. Yeah. Get a wall walker. You know?
Oh, pumped up.
That's another reason I use 2 boxes. Get the flame that away so that she's
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
Eric,
Yes.
Sam's here.
Hey, Sam. I need a good set of eyes. I need to find the queen.
He's hiding.
You're the only one who's invited in, so you better get in there.
You need 2 more rings to make this a 3-ring circus.
Oh, they closed that down.
Eric, you're doing a great job.
Uh-huh. Oh, there she is.
All right.
There
Okay, good.
All right, I'm sitting back here. That's all you have to do is show up, Sam.
Dude is good. Dude is good.
Good job. Good job.
See, Sam did it. Okay, so
Nod and smile.
shake some bees in here, mainly from the brood area. Where's my top? There's about 300 bees.
Oh my God.
A couple extra,
Pinch of salt.
basically.
Is that what you do? You do that?
I do it with him.
How often do you do that?
And you just basically roll them around. So
Once.
just gently kind of roll them around
In
for
the winter?
a
Like after winter?
couple minutes,
Now,
not too
now
long.
is when you want to do it, before
You
the,
just want to get them good and coated, and then
before
just
the
let
honey
them sit.
before the nectar flows start.
Okay.
Because you're going to treat. Now's the time you're going to treat if you're going to treat. But it will, yes, but it will also knock them off. They'll all come off. So grow
Okay.
and fall off.
In that.
Girls for your service.
Thank you for your service, girls.
No pension
I
plan?
said.
No pension plan in a hive. Work yourself to death.
Breathe deep.
No, no welfare.
Okay.
Not that much.
We'll close up the hive while we let that do its thing.
Okay, guys.
you grab her with her. She'll be on the wall and pluck her. And then you just, I like them. Real beekeepers don't, but I do.
It's like a one-side hair. It looks like a hair clip.
Yeah.
But it's open just enough for the other bees to sense that she can't cut her.
Just right close. I've actually done a bunch of swarm catches with them and use them as cages in the box.
You're smart to tackle.
They're all stay in.
Picnic lunch.
Okay. Now this one here, we're only going to be able to do one, so anyway. Now with this one here, basically I have some hardware cloth over this, and the powdered sugar and the Varroa are going to go through it. What we do is let them sit around and they work off all the Varroa, come off, because the sugar actually gets kind of oily on them and the Varroa come off. So what we do is you can either shake it out onto a paper plate and then squirt the paper plate with some water, and then the Varroa are going to show up. If you take this and you just shake it over a thing with water in it, clean water with no specks, and then basically as you shake them out, the Varroa are going to come out, and the Varroa is going to float. Any junk will pretty much sink.
Is that the same size mesh that's in the top of the beehive, like the number 8?
Yeah, it's 1/8 inch, 8 by 8
Okay.
hardware cloth. When beekeepers are typically talking about hardware cloth, that's what we're talking about. Okay, there's pretty much no more sugar in there except what's stuck to the bottom of the thing. Okay, now what's nice about this method,
Bees are alive.
and you actually give them a little sugar. Okay. Now in here, on the top of the water, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Bring it over here.
See you, Margaret.
We get the buckets yet?
See the little specks floating like pepper on top?
Ladybug.
And if you look real close at them, they're kind of a reddish color. Okay. So that's that. Now,
To this side.
Okay, there are little spots.
Oh, okay.
The bees are happy now. They're back in there. Not poking on them.
So do you count them?
Well, you could treat them or...
Oh, yeah. Look like little bigger than peppers. See? Did you get it? They're very tiny.
okay.
Now we're above the threshold.
This side.
Kids didn't
Oh,
get
we
to
gotta
see
let it
them.
down low for these guys.
Okay, see
See
the
the little
stuff
dots?
floating?
Those are the buddies that sit on the
Okay,
bees.
and those are the Varroa. That's your biggest issue with your bees most of the time.
So you think there were probably more in the sugar that didn't come out?
There's a
That's what they went-
there's a possibility, you know. But I shook them pretty good. You don't want to beat the bees up too bad. I didn't like shake them really hard. Just kind of gently give them a shake, and most of the powder comes off. And that's your Varroa. Okay. Now this way, let me put these back in here.
That's right. Tucka. You're HD, baby.
What did he do on the other side with alcohol? Yeah.
Leave them down there. It's not my fault. Can't leave that.
That's too many.
Twice above the threshold.
Would you want a picture and then if you want to take a picture of mine, you can text it to me.
That's all right. I know what they look like.
Okay.
You want here? Want to
Yeah, I wanna
see? Here,
see.
check
So he
them out.
did it. So he did a scoop. Is it like half a cup of bees?
Yeah, approximately 300 is the count.
But you're getting that by half a cup of bees?
Yeah.
Double checking.
In powdered sugar.
Yeah.
Through powdered cloth. And you're looking for 6 as a threshold, and then above 6 you're gonna treat if you want. I mean, if you're gonna treat,
That's what he
you're
said.
treating.
Yes, it is. Yep, you got it. Very good. Awesome.
Now with the alcohol method,
They're paying attention out here.
you basically just give them a good shake, knocks all the Varroa off. And then I got the same hardware cloth in between the two chambers.
That's just rubbing alcohol?
Yeah.
Yep.
Use bourbon or something. We should
You gotta leak.
recycle it. Yeah, waste it.
Yeah.
Waste of bourbon.
Yeah.
Won't be able to see the
No, you can't use dark alcohols. You got to see the bug.
Vodka.
Thank you.
Tequila.
Grey
Yeah, I
Goose.
just use
There you
plain
go.
old
Probably
rubbing
the best thing you can
alcohol.
do with
You
that.
see more?
Okay, you see a few down there, huh?
Yeah, well, if you count them, I got
They sink,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
The sugar
Yeah.
roll only.
So you got more than you need.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
And that's what he's
4,
trying to figure
5,
out.
6, 7,
How do they compare
9.
the sugar roll
What are you,
versus
what are you
the
treating
46?
with?
So it's roughly
Any kind of
the same.
natural?
There's no treatment at this point in these hives.
We're just looking, just counting.
Okay, we're just counting right now. Let me just double check this thing real quick. Yeah, I tried to. This jar system I made didn't work out as good as I was hoping. It does leak.
Nasty.
So don't smoke.
Duct tape.
Just alcohol.
Does everything.
How many are down there?
Yeah.
There's some floating too.
They didn't get that?
Alcohol, they shouldn't really be floating. Yeah, now there's less than what's in there. So, yeah, I had 9 when I.
No.
Well, they're up in the bees and whatnot.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Every hive.
Just let them settle out.
I think that would be
Okay, so that's basically about the same. To me, the sugar roll, if you got the same amount, sugar roll, you're not killing your bees.
Yeah.
So I was going to do 3 and 3 just to kind of see what the differences were going to be, but I didn't want to. I don't like killing bees, so I think when I test them, it'll be sugar only. Okay. Next Wednesday, I'm gonna start. I bought an acylic acid vaporizer. Okay, it's a tool that vaporizes, but you have to wear a respirator. It is toxic. There's also another way of doing it with a solution they call dribbling, or you spray it. Joseph Rudensky's one of the commercial guys. He's a member. In Russia, what they used to do for the hives over there, because they were losing them like crazy, they mix a 20% solution. For 1,000 milliliters of water, you put in 20 grams of acylic acid, and then you would make your solution. And then you spray it, you pull out each frame and you spray each side, and you put it back in. And we did one of my hives that way, and there was a major mite drop. I mean, the next day I took out the sticky board, and it was covered in Varroa. I mean, over 1,000.
Does it kill your
Yeah.
bees? Does it kill the bees?
No, the acylic acid does not kill or harm the bees.
Is it OX?
Acylic, yeah,
Where do you
acylic
get-
acid.
where do
It's
you
the
get
same
that?
thing as wood bleach.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, when you strip furniture, that's what you use.
Yeah, it's a wood bleach. Do a little Googling on it, little YouTube. It comes up. I personally, I went into one of my bee yards. I'm not big on doing splits and all that type of stuff, but I had 24 hives at one given time, and I went in there and I pulled out 9 that were alive. So
9.
I'm
all you
done.
have left.
I'm done being 100% treatment free. Acylic acid is probably your more organic way, because whenever you eat spinach, carrots, and a few other green type things, there's acylic acid in it. So rhubarb has it, and you know, so
So you just
What did
wear
you
a
say the
respirator.
amount was?
yeah. Well, when you're vaporizing it, you have to use a
What
respirator.
about when you spray?
When you're spraying it, I would wear gloves. You know, not leather gloves, rubber gloves.
Yeah.
Other than that,
You're spraying
you know,
it on the bees or on the wood? On the
you
frame?
spray the whole hive. You pull out the frame and you do both sides of it and stick it back in. You know, and you don't saturate it. You just kind of
Fine mist it.
just go across it and go across it, and that's it. You know.
But you only do that if you have more than the 6.
Yeah, they say 6 is a threshold for a 10 frame hive.
Okay.
You know, it's like overload. You know, if you got 1 or 2 in that test, you don't really have to. You know, but you know, it's if the bees are Varroa free, they're gonna, you know, do a little better. You know, but that's, you know, there's beekeepers that are treatment free. You know, but you have to learn the tricks to be treatment free. If you have 1 or 2 hives or 3 hives, doing those tricks are easy. When you have a couple of hundred, it doesn't get so easy. You don't have the time.
Are there signs, Eric, we should look for that they have
Well,
Varroa?
if your hive crashes, say you go into your hive and there's no more bees in there, okay, and you pull out the frames and they're all cleaned out. If you look at the frames, it looks like kind of almost like real fine sawdust, peppered out on the nice comb. You can see it like inside the cell and on the edges. That is the Varroa feces all over, and that's you know, the bees quit cleaning it up. And
Would it be under a screen bottom on the floor?
well, that's just
or-
cleaning. When you have a screen bottom, that, I mean, you're probably going to see dead Varroa down there. You're going to see that down there, but they're constantly cleaning. And then when you know, the cells don't always look so great, you know, when it's heavily infested with Varroa, and it just, you know, it's just something that needs to, you know, at a certain point it needs to get addressed.